Welcome to Composy, the easy-to-use video editing software from Macromotion. The serial number shown here is needed to register to the forum, and once the software is bought or a beta test code is given, the license number can be entered here. The online help is currently under construction and will grow within the next weeks. Currently, we will use the Composy demo for our demonstration. First, we will start a new project. The name for the new project is used by Composy to generate the folder name and also used for the export of the finished movie. A suitable place to store enough audio and video data for Composy is selected in this first window. This is the default layout for the user interface. The Composy layout is very flexible to use. You can drag every part of it to suit your needs. Let's start to import footage. If the current project format and the source footage are not the same, Composy offers to change the project format according to the footage. 30 scenes are currently selected. The import has many options to adjust the aspect, frame rate, rotation if needed. Using the mouse wheel, we can go further down, adjusting the brightness, contrast, saturation if needed. The preview window will show every change. Once the import is started, Composy is checking the scenes and then displays the preview import. While the import is running, we can change to the scene bin. The import will then take place in the background. The scene bin will hold every imported scene, and each one imported will show up here. Clicking the right mouse button, we have the chance to make the thumbnails smaller, larger, maximum size, minimum size, default. We may choose the view as a detailed list, showing the names, the length, and the comment or the location where the import was taken from. A text view will give you just the names of the scenes. Moving along in this view, Composy will show you every thumbnail and the detailed information. For our purpose, we will go back to the symbol view. Clicking on any scene will show its picture in the big preview window. Once a scene is selected, we can trim this scene and navigate with the Trim Edit slider in the scene. It's also possible to click into the preview, hold the mouse button pressed, and scroll left to right to move within the scene. At any position, we can press the In button, locate an Out, and click the Out button. We could adjust this here, frame by frame, or just enter a desired length. Within the scene bin, it's shown that this scene is trimmed at the front and trimmed at the end. Scenes can be arranged with drag and drop, and it's also possible to group scenes. We can make a new group for scenes with people in it. Then just drag the scenes into this group. Multi-select is also possible, clicking the first scene, holding Shift and clicking the last. So we can drag multiple scenes with one operation. Now we have groups for the beach and groups for scenes with people. If you remove a scene here, it's just removed from the group. Moving the mouse over the scene will show its name, length, in, out and the group. This way you can keep your scene bin organized. If you don't need them, just drag this area smaller and the groups are not shown. Drag this area back if you need the groups. Handling audio is done equally. We'll go to the import, choose the files, select some audio footage and start the import. The audio clips will be shown in the audio clips bin and handling is equal to video scenes. There can be groups, we can play back, scrub through the entire audio, define in point and out point. The next important part is the storyboard. We can add scenes to the storyboard in different ways. We can drag and drop them. We can double click them. Or we can select multiple scenes and use the Add key. Within the storyboards, drag and drop is also possible to rearrange the scenes. Storyboard Plus is a very special kind of storyboard. It combines an easy-to-use storyboard preview, thumbnail after thumbnail, together with a timeline-based audio part. Within the time-based audio part, we can zoom in, zoom out, or maximize the whole view. Now our entire storyboard is displayed, up to around 40 seconds of video. Clicking on a thumbnail, the gray part shows us where to find the corresponding audio. Navigating in the storyboard can be done in multiple ways. Click and drag use the Trim and Edit slider or click directly into the preview, hold your mouse button pressed and go from left to right. If you want to jump to the beginning of a specific scene, just double-click its thumbnail. The orange position marker will then jump directly to the beginning, where we can start playback. Pressing stop will stop at the location where the orange marker is. If you want to review a special section again and again, press the Escape key while playback. Pressing Escape will reset the orange marker to the beginning of the playback. As we see in our scene bin, there's a little marker showing that these scenes are used within the storyboard. If we have added a scene to the storyboard and later want to shorten it, we can either replace it or redo a cut in the storyboard, like splitting the scene into 2 parts. Now deleting the part number 2. Splitting scenes can be done in the storyboard and also in the scene bin. Moving along here and splitting can generate different parts of one and the same scene in the bin. Now let's take a look at some effects. Transition effects can be placed between 2 scenes by dragging and dropping them with the mouse. Selecting a scene and double-click on a transition will also insert it here. Select a scene, select an effect, and use the Add is the third option to do that. Depending on the effect, there may be different settings. We will take a look at that later. Seen here are the red striped bars. Those are the transitions moving from one scene to the other. Clicking here and dragging the mouse will show the current transition. If you want to change a transition, you can right-click it here and go to the effect. Then the options for this effect are shown here, and you can change the mode of the circle wipe in this case. The next group of effects are video effects. They can be used to control the colors by dragging them, or select the scene, select the effect, and add them to the storyboard. Clicking the effect will change the effect settings as seen here. This window now is called Control Image, like our effect. Clicking here, and now it's Control Colors. Changing the values here will instantly give you a feedback in the preview window. I am using very weird settings now just to show you how the effect is working. Scrubbing through the effect is possible here in the Trim and Edit section, and we can also give an in point and an out point for the effect. Now only in this region the effect is applied. For video effects, you can define a fade in and a fade out time. Then there is a smooth transition from the applied effect and back to the normal video. So there are no keyframes needed for such an operation. Adding titles is equally done. Just select an effect and drag them to the desired scene. Select an in point where the effect should start and select an out point for the effect. Clicking on the effect will activate the title generation user interface, where we can just type in text. And that's the perfect situation to show the flexible user interface. Clicking on the window and dragging it out, we can reposition it at any other place. Composee will make a selection where the docking is possible, and you can also dock it as a new tab. Now the effect settings have much more space, and we can now alter our text size or the border size, cast a shadow, blur the shadow. We can do that for every line. Hidden here, there are more options for background settings, border settings, and even multiple pages if the effect supports them. Using the Trim and Edit slider, we can do a preview of our effect. If we want to reposition the whole title, we can lock its length, just move to another position and click either the in point or the out point to reposition the whole title effect. If we need it a little longer, we click the title effect, scrubbing to another position and pressing the in here will make the title a little bit longer. Now let's add some music from the audio clips. We use drag and drop to get some music into the storyboard track 2. Playback is possible from every position. Just click to get the position marker here and press play. As you see now, those striped effects, transition, image effects and title effects are not shown here. They are unrendered. If we want to see all of them, we need to press the render button first. Depending on the hardware, rendering takes time, but we could import or rearrange or trim scenes in the bin at the same time. Now the colors have turned into solid, and now playback will also play our effects. If you want to split the audio, just select the position, click the audio part and press split. Now the Trouble song has 2 parts and we can just remove the second one. Doing a fade in and fade out is also easy. Just scroll down and select the fade in and fade out time. The keyframes are set automatically. Now let's use another sound. Once positioned, we can drag around the audio part, or we can trim the first or the last part. Just drag to the desired position. Now the front is trimmed, and also here 2-second fade in will give a smooth transition. Working with 3 audio tracks will be enough for the most cases. If you want to do more, Composee can use up to 9 audio tracks. Just clicking with the right mouse button in the audio bar section will give you the option to hide or show up to 9 tracks. Showing all tracks now, we can scroll on the right side. Not very good for multiple track editing, so I guess this is the time to build a new layout for working with audio. To do so, let's rearrange the Storyboard Plus on the left side of the screen. Right mouse click and Automatic will give us plenty of space for our 9 audio tracks. The rest needs also some fine tuning. So, what do we need for editing audio? We won't need the titles, video effects, transitions, new scenes, the import, the scene bin, the effect settings. All those we can remove. We can reposition the storyboard preview, like on the top, and get the audio levels at the side. If we don't need sample groups or a lot of details, a right mouse clicking and switching to the text view might do the job. We could then make this whole place a little smaller and reduce the groups. Now this looks nice for audio editing. Whatever arrangement of user elements helps you to get your film done, make it as you wish, and use the plus symbol to make a quick change button. This button will now represent this layout. You can even assign it a hotkey with the right mouse button, like the number 1 for audio editing. If you run into trouble rearranging, you can reset the layout at any time. We could also save this as the default layout and change the hotkey like to 0. Now we can quickly switch between these two layouts. There's plenty of space for many more quick change buttons, so you have the option to make your windows as you need them. Personally, I have one for import, one for editing, one for effects, one for audio, and a big layout where I have all windows open at the same time. If you are experimenting with this Windows layout, clicking the little arrow here gives you the option to load or save layout, and here is the Add Layout Quick Change button. So this is my selection of different layouts I have stored, and if I open the expert layout, it could also look like this. I have the Storyboard Plus, my scene bin, audio clips, my new scene generation, transitions, video effects, title effect, all available at once. My mixer, my import, and the effect settings to alter any effect. Feel free to experiment with different layouts, and remember, if you run into trouble, just reset them to the defaults. So I hope this gives you an impression about the work with the Composee user interface. Have fun playing around and feel free to give feedback into the Composee forum. Thanks very much for your patience, and bye bye.